This is. I mean, yeah, it's disturbing. You know what I mean? But
yeah, he said Hamas could have ended the war if they released the hostages. Hamas did offer to release all hostages. Hamas says it will release all civilian hostages if IDF stops strikes. That was on October 17, 2023. This is from the Jerusalem Post, by the way. So understand, when he says all of these things about Israel, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's just not knowledgeable on this. This is the unfortunate reality, okay? In the most charitable estimation of the past year, if I'm making the most charitable assessment that is like literally impossibly charitable here, he simply doesn't know what he's talking about, and he has people in his ear that's constantly fucking feeding him wrong information, and he's just regurgitating that because it pairs perfectly with his narcissistic tendencies. Ethan Klein has been a victim of anti-Semitic smears and anti-Semitic attacks his entire career. This is not something that I would ever, this is not something that is in dispute, okay? This is something that I know. This is something that I've brought up over and over again. Now he thinks the real anti-Semitic shit that he has received is now paired up with people who are anti-Zionist within his own community, and he can't let that go. He thinks all of this is a direct consequence of people saying that he's a Zionist because he's a Jew. Oh, I've said the right things. Why do you still get mad at me? I've said the right things. Why do you still get mad at me? I'm simply making a joke about Aaron Bushnell. I've said the right things. Why are you still getting mad at me? Why are you leaving my community? It must be because some guy is out there feeding information and radicalizing this audience, radicalizing my audience. It must be Hassan. And it's really interesting that he said this, he's inferred this, he's implied this over and over again. And for the first year after our podcast ended, up until October of last year, October of 2024, up until October of 2024, I consistently defended Ethan up until he started going after actively and getting and successfully deplatforming pro-Palestinian advocates. I did not say a single thing. I defended him because I didn't know. I thought his initial October 7 response was sufficient. I thought he probably has a little bit of liberal Zionism in him, okay? But he is amenable. He is someone who has a heart. He is open-minded. He is open-minded to someone like myself who I believe he trusts. And I was wrong. He was not open-minded to this position at all. I thought I could move him from having like a squishy liberal Zionist position to basically someone who was a anti-Zionist. You know, Hassan, just show up Friday, bro.
That both are important. And
Hassan's going to show. Again, of course, I'm going to show. The totality
of what's happening in Gaza is not in dispute. About
Hassan is not
like
coming
more.
Friday. What do you mean?
But I do think that it's important, and I care about Israel, and I care about Israelis. You know, that's it. And so I choose to see the good, and to see the optimistic, and like. Obviously, I have no effect over what the public thinks about the war. I'm not fucking living there. I'm not. When I was living there, I voted against Netanyahu.
Please don't try to bring a banned person.
And by the way, Netanyahu lost the popular vote. He only won because he made a coalition with some psychopath.
Hassan is a fake. Hassan, stop telling your chat we fuck with Destiny. Please don't try to bring a banned person on.
When I voted, won the popular vote.
I will
because of the parliamentary system. Where you make coalitions to get over 50%.
Leave the conversation.
They were unable to secure the victory.
I think Netanyahu may be the devil. Like, honestly, even his voice, I think he may be the fucking devil.
Why the fuck am I a paid member, by the way? How does this work? Did they give me like a lifetime paid membership?
Dude, that's so fucked up.
He gave one to his senator. And
I think that's so...
Or congressman, I forget who it was. He's like,
it was John Fetterman.
Yeah, he's like, yo, that was dope when you guys did that. I have a family friend whose son had a beeper go through his stomach. Like, and it's...
Look at this. Look at these fucking freaks. Was on party with a Diddy at a brothel? What the fuck is this statement, dude? These people are brain broken.
Yeah, he is. You're right. He is. But ultimately, I think that's ultimately where...
How about Boner Box? I mean, I don't care about that. He's not banned, so who gives a shit? I assume he will... I don't think he's going to have this conversation with me directly, okay? I don't think he's going to have this conversation with me directly. I think he's going to try and desperately bring someone else on to either get me banned or to have this conversation in his stead. because he knows that this conversation will not be, this conversation will not go in his direction, will not go the way he wants it to. Every time they claim there's anti-Semitism in the community, they're always conflating it with and referencing anti-Zionism. I know.
Hassan is pathetically typing in our chat again.
Wait, what do you mean?
I can talk now or Friday. I don't care. Up to you. Please don't try to bring a band. Bro, don't worry. I'm not doing that. You're afraid I'm going to bring on Destiny? That's stupid. I'm not going to do that.
Stop.
I promise you, Hassan.
It's not just Destiny. It's Dan Saltman as well. He's
in fact,
also
the
banned.
people here will not allow me to bring on Destiny.
I'm interested no Dan Saltman
being
either.
Honest.
And it's not because I'm afraid of them. I can't. I will get banned. I need people to understand this is not. This is because I will get banned. If he brings on Sam Hyde or Dan Saltman or Destiny, I will get banned instantly, okay? And I didn't even name Destiny in that. The reason why I said don't bring a banned person on was because I don't want him to bring any banned person on and do some fuck shit to try to get me banned, okay?
Wait, and this is why I prefaced what I was saying was I'm not an expert. Finding polling, I was wrong saying that support for a two-state solution was at a high. It looks like it kind of plateaued around 55% throughout the 2010s, but it was at a high in 2010 of 71% of Israelis supported a two-state solution.
Please clarify why you would get banned from Papa Twitch, because Twitch has a very hard policy. Twitch is a platform that actually rigorously applies its terms of service. And because of that reason, I've been banned for silly shit like saying cracker in the past, right? And like when Aiden Ross was banned, for example, if someone were to have him on their stream, they would get banned. If Aiden Ross was in a YouTube video that someone was watching, they wouldn't get banned. In the past, they would have, but Twitch changed that policy. Not a permaban, though, more of a suspension. Yeah, but why the fuck would I entertain that, dude? What are you talking about? It's considered ban evasion, okay? It's considered ban evasion to have a banned streamer on your stream, to talk to a banned streamer. The chatter you pulled up earlier for being a Nazi was nuked off the website permanently about 30 seconds later for your information. So much for this community plus the Twitch platform allowing anti-Semitism. Exactly. But you know, that was a productive conversation from our perspective, and I hope it was productive for some in Ethan's community to actually see that, because I saw posts about people saying like, oh, Ethan and Sam Cedar should just join up in arms and attack Hassan. Like, they were so delusional. And the question here, this is a very important jump off point for many of you, okay? This is a very important jump off point. If you're in here from Ethan's community, why did you have that perspective? What have you consumed so far, and how sheltered were you from the truth that you thought that someone like myself and someone like Sam Cedar would not be almost entirely aligned on this issue? You have to remember, you have to think about that. This is a moment of self-reflection, because many people I saw in his community were like, oh, dude, yeah, Sam Cedar is going to actually, agree with Ethan completely, and then they're going to move on to like attack Hassan together. Maybe Ethan can use Sam Cedar to criticize Hassan. And if you thought that, then you were completely oblivious to his perspective. So why? Why did you think that? I know why you thought that. You thought that because Ethan has been presenting a false narrative. He's been presenting a false narrative about me, as he tried to do against Sam Cedar as well. And he has presented a false narrative about Sam Cedar as well. It's ridiculous. Self-reflect, please. What's the false narrative? Well, the number one false narrative is one that he already backtracked in the aftermath of this conversation, where he says, oh, maybe Hassan is not an anti-Semite, but he actually allows anti-Semitism or something. And that's like a new meta. He has called me a vile, vicious, rabid anti-Semite over and over again, knowing full well that I do not have an anti-Semitic bone in my fucking body. It's bullshit. And it's ironically enough that I'm being called an anti-Semite by him, while for specifically my advocacy against anti-Semitism. Every time I am decoupling Israel, Zionism, and Judaism, I'm actually working against anti-Semitism. Every time Ethan brings that conversation back to, well, all Jews are Zionists, he is making that dangerous conflation that is creating more anti-Semitism. No, that was the only point he had since the beginning. His last year of harassment has been for nothing. He's using the same initial argument. He literally has said you would call Jews the K word if you could. Yeah, it's fucking insane. It's so insane. And even in the clip that he's bringing up, like, I'm literally saying, regardless of background, looks like someone attended a Hassan 101 seminar. This whole debate is so Hassan coded, and the fact he's getting agitated shows he doesn't like being challenged. Please, I really, really hope, given that Ethan presented this initially as a person that was going to 100% agree with him, I hope that his community, this is like their last shot, I think, of like seeing, like, coming back to reality and not falling into this like complete, this very narrow focused pro-Israel but kind of anti-Israel attitude that Ethan keeps reflecting. Honestly, they're kind of glazing you. They're attributing all of this as if it's your original thoughts, like you invented anti-Zionist talking points. I know. That's what's so crazy. Ethan Klein is going to have a conversation with Avi Shleim or Elon Pape, and they're going to be like, Elon Pape got brainwashed by Hassan. He wrote the book. I'm brainwashed by him. Okay? Like, it's so stupid. There were so many moments in that conversation where I think Sam could have been way more vicious if it wasn't Ethan and someone else, and there simply wasn't enough time, like the bomb shelter shit.
There's not a single dissenting voice with his fucking straight up radical, anti-American, anti-Semitic fucking...
Bro, I can't believe this man went from dunking on Steven Crowder to saying Steven Crowder ass shit. He's anti-American, radical anti-American.
Now, instead of actually addressing a single point, he stops it before he gets there.
Lol, Ethan owns Sam, to be honest. I love that. Listen, I'm proud of you. And I think your family's proud of you too, that you are finally able to dress yourself on your own and you were able to actually open up an account all on your own and be able to type those words together. I'm proud of you. No, this is a moment that deserves praise and congratulations, okay? Clearly, since the car crash, things were not the same for you, but it seems like you're making great improvements. I mean, it's kind of funny that you're, openly demonstrating that, but it's cool. It's cool that you've done it. You are able to type this stuff on your own, all on your own, without anybody else. Where's your pearls at? Okay, well, you kind of failed on the second point, didn't you? You wrote it correctly the first time, and then all of a sudden, communist, champagne, socialist, Lamau. Okay. You got it. You're good. I'm proud of you. Again, you're showing that you can even react in real time. Bro, I like your content, but you're in the wrong on this, and Ethan made some good points. They attacked a fence. Israel is practically groomed into doing a genocide. Yeah, I know. He's blaming you right now for his failure? Ain't no fucking way, dude. Stop. He's still talking about me? What the fuck? Due to their incredible anti-Semitic opinions, and that he is simply misunderstood. He's back to the clip compies. Hold on, I gotta pee. And that he agrees with everything that Sam Cedar says wholeheartedly, and Sam, being the kind and gentle being that he is, will not push super hard to really figure out what Ethan's worldview looks like.
He could not have been more wrong.
Yeah, he could not have been more wrong. And by the way, he got to stop making predictions because those don't work out for him.
Yeah, I mean, just objectively, that is the opposite of what played out. So,
but I laugh because he's trying to poison the well ahead of me and Sam agreeing on everything. Although Sam was not very sweet and lovely, he came out ready to go, and that's good. I'm always ready. But I'll tell you guys, I am brave.
Yeah, you've sold us.
I mean, who would go against Sam Cedar willingly, Dan?
Not Steven Crowder. That's when
Crowder's been running his whole life.
Obviously not that one.
I'm not running from nothing or nobody.
It ruined Crowder's life.
Carry the load. What?
I said it ruined Crowder's life. Literally, since he did that debate.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I wasn't kidding when I said we ruined his life.
It was funny because at one point, Sam took off his glasses and said, Steven, look into the camera. He's like, from here on out, it's all downhill for
That's
you.
crazy that was true.
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't have predicted that there'd be a scandal where he's abusing his wife on camera.
Right.
But he went from getting a $50 million deal on the table to being like a nobody.
Yeah. No, that doesn't work either.
It doesn't work either.
Fucking watch it.
What a fucking psycho. Anyway. Yeah, so, here's Hassan.
Oh. You've been running away from him. Yeah, I wonder why Ethan Klein won't fucking talk to Sam Cedar. Just like he was too scared to talk to Sam Cedar in private. I'm not ducking Ethan at all. I'll talk to him. Maybe I'll even have Sam Cedar attend.
This just happened like 10 minutes ago.
Right, yeah.
Perhaps this is why my former podcast host is too afraid to talk to Sam Cedar. Oh my God, bro. This obsession.
Wait, what is he saying? Cedar. Is he showing how brave he is? It took a year for him to finally talk to Sam Cedar.
There it is. You got what you wanted, and the people are feasting. Watching two Jewish men duke it out about
it took this motherfucker a year, and he got destroyed. What is this?
Agree on everything.
Bro. Oh, my God.
Hey.
Oh, boy, this doesn't look like it went good, but I don't know if Chad can be trusted, no offense.
Hey. A lot of people tuned in for this, huh? 50,000.
He said Sam agreed with everything? Does he not know? Does he not know that Sam Cedar is a whole-ass adult with a public profile who will see him just simply saying this stuff? Oh, the cope, man. He literally is saying that him and Sam Cedar agree with everything. Yeah, the cope here is what? Only going to be entertained? Only going to be entertained for a brief moment? Is that what it is? That video was about how he should talk to you, and he only showed you mentioning Sam. I know. He said you were wrong about Sam being nice to him. I think Sam was very nice to him. What? Okay, I think people need to understand something. That was kitty gloves from Sam. Sam also is not like a contentious person. When he debates libertarians, some of the stupidest people on the fucking planet, he will still maintain that same calm demeanor. There's very few instances where I've seen Sam like get rattled. One was against Tim Pool, and the other was unironically against Ethan at a certain point where he was like, why are you consistently conflating Judaism and Zionism? Meanwhile, as Chad is calling Sam a terror supporter. Wait, what? Sam is a terror supporter, but you, Ethan, need to do your homework. So much of what he said was pure lies. Okay, I'm sorry, but this has to be someone from Israel. Like, this sounds like someone. He is a supporter of terror. I felt particularly bothered by Ethan's constant I agree with you nonsense because it completely neuters the actual critique Sam was attempting to levy. Like, how do you argue with someone when every valid rebuttal is just met with I agree and then completely reverted right afterwards? You can't get anywhere. I know. Ethan Klein is doing something that is incredible in this conversation. And what he's doing, it is shekels. Okay. Well, I didn't realize that was the sign for shekel, but I could just tell from the way that he fucking dressed down Sam Cedar, being like, he's a terror supporter. But you, Ethan, need to do your homework. So much of what he said was pure lies. That's why I'm saying most of his audience left. These are the people that came to him for the Zionism at this point. A bit ago, Ethan said him and Sam talked about immaterial topics because they talked about the genocide instead of Hassan. Yeah. They had to agree to disagree on whether or not criticism of Zionism is anti-Semitic. Lol. That is the entire argument for the smear campaign. Yes. So as long as Sam understands this better than anybody else because he is who he is, he's had opinions that has changed throughout time. And for that very purpose, he understands better than anybody else. I've had private conversations with Sam throughout the past year, not about Ethan, by the way, but just in general about what to do in our personal lives where we have friends, people that we are close to that can find themselves in the throes of radicalization in the aftermath of October 7th, specifically Jewish people, okay? This is something that I've talked to a lot of my Jewish friends about in general. My anti-Zionist Jewish friends are also going through the exact same issues with people that cannot let go of the social conditioning of Zionism, cannot let go of the idea that like Zionism is actually supposed to be for good. It's like this good idea, not a bad one, because it undermines everything. It undermines everything I've known. It undermines everything I've learned my whole life. If I were to re-examine my relationship with Zionism, I have to re-examine everything, which is why Sam was so nice. It's very difficult. It is very difficult. That's why if you listen to anti-Zionist Jews, they talk about this all the time. That's precisely the reason why I had, as one of Twitch's leading Jews, OG Gamer, professional racist, America First, finest groypers in the Legion of Kekistan have been telling me to get in an oven for the last 20 years online, but I haven't felt true anti-Semitism on the internet until Hasanabi started flaunting his massive MAGA pecs in my face. Not cool, dog. Slasher. Bro, they're gonna clip this and be like, Slasher, Jewish journalist Slasher agrees Hassan is anti-Semitic. Oh no. It's no wonder Sam got so passionate. Lillard puts up with the conflation of Jewish news with Zionism every day. Yeah, so here's the issue. They're doing the Hassan flew into private jet to Coachella criticism right now. He's fucking sauceless. Sorry for being this kind of chatter right now. I'm stunned at how stupid Ethan is. Yeah. I don't care about any of that shit. He can fucking keep smearing me all day, every day. Okay, that's whatever. He needs to feed. He basically needs to feed people with something. He feels like a bruised little bird. Okay, he feels like a bruised bird, and he's licking his wounds, and he has to like give red meat to his audience and be like, no, guys, Hassan is still bad. Okay. Are you going to talk to him about the drama or stick to Israel-Palestine? What do you think? Do you think I'm in the business of trying to talk about drama? Do you think I want to talk to him about drama? Fuck no. It's true that 56% of Israeli support ending the war for the hostages as of last week's Channel 11 poll. Meanwhile, the coalition is practically unstoppable mandate of 68 seats as Bibi consolidates power. How is the conclusion here not the world should pressure Israel externally to end the war? What is Ethan's point? He has no point, time without an OO, as you probably have gotten at this point. His point is, I need to defend... What? Okay, everybody shut up. His point is, I need to defend my position. I'm dug too deep. I've dug in too deep. I don't want to do self-reflection. I don't want to fucking change course. This was his opportunity to try and desperately change the trajectory by being like, see, Sam Cedar agrees with me. Look at how, look at the way Sam Cedar agrees with me, and then try to like, end this arc in his content, because he only sees people as like, toys to play with or content to be consumed. And it's mostly just like trying to desperately belittle him, belittle others in the process. Thank you, Sam Cedar. Now shut the fuck up, Ethan. You are not the victim. Yeah, there were so many moments in that conversation where he basically brought up, from the POV of someone who doesn't care about Ethan, why are you open to debate him? Because Ethan Klein at this point is, he had 50,000 people listening to him talk to Sam Cedar, and you saw the audience. He is a sizable content creator with a platform, and he's using every waking moment of that platform talking about Israel to basically attack pro-Palestinian voices, advocates. And he's getting a lot of attention from the other slop tubers as well. And the unfortunate reality is a lot of these apolitical slop tubers, okay, that present themselves as apolitical centrists or whatever, they do have a capacity to change people's minds, because a lot of dumb people just kind of want to watch a fucking YouTube drama video and get their notes from that. Okay? Ethan is exposing you for flying private with David Dobrik. What are you talking about? This is not an expose. This is something that I have talked about, something that we've memed about 1,000,000 times over. This is not an expose. This is what I mean. This is the remaining fan base that Ethan has, is like people that only care about this drama shit. But in that process, while they're getting all this drama shit, they're also developing a false narrative. They're also developing a false reality of how things are. There were a couple key moments that instantly like triggered my fucking my Hasbara alarms, like, I'll have you know, Sam, there's not a single public bomb shelter in Gaza. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What do you think a bunker buster does to a goddamn bomb shelter? If you ain't ending the stream, no reason you can't hop on a call right now. Oh, I agree. I don't know why he doesn't want to have a call now. I don't know why you spend so much time on Ethan. As I've said already, treat this as if Asmongold is doing this kind of Hasbara. Okay? Treat this as if Ben Shapiro is doing this kind of Hasbara, except Ben Shapiro has no motion right now. Ethan has more motion than Ben Shapiro. That's it. Like, look at how excited he got to deliver this talking point, as though Sam hasn't ever heard this before, as though people who are pro-Palestine have not heard this a million times over.
By the way, just there's not one.
Wait, hold on. If he's, dude, at this point, if he's still watching clips of me, why don't you just talk to me in person? What is happening? Like, what is he doing here? Let's see. I'm gonna DM in the chat. I'm gonna say, hey man, since you talked to Sam, I think we could have a more productive convo now, since you seemingly have enough time to watch clips of me. Definitely down to do it Friday, though. Peace and love. That's what I said. I said, hey, man, since you talked to Sam, I think we can have a more productive convo now, since you seemingly have enough time to watch clips of me. Definitely down to do it Friday, though. Peace and love.
Are we using the term master bedroom?
Are we using the term master bedroom?
I just say it's my room.
Yeah, I think a master sword. What's next? He wants Zelda to change the name of his sword?
Too much passive aggressiveness, I think? No, it's good. He plans to Friday. You're already talking on Friday.
Okay,
Hassan, please get to covering the news. Okay, that's true. I probably should do that. Get off your high horse. Bet you still haven't watched the nuke, hypocrite. Oh, he saw it, I think.
I'm in Marvel Rivals right now. Does that mean?
That's fucked up, love.
Oh.
Wait, you're past Celestial?
No.
Oh.
The season reset, so I'm in a lower rank now.
He got knocked back down.
Oh, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry.
So we're looking like about 26% say no, to 74% say yes.
I love our audience. You know, you guys, you're very reasonable.
Bing bong. Do you think it's okay to call it a master bedroom? I think it's fine.
Some of this, you know, unless you can show me evidence otherwise that it is like comes from racism. I am sleeping in my master bedroom. God damn it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll have to.
All right, never mind. They're gonna avoid it.
I'll take it up with customer.
Damn serious.
Customer support. It's serious.
All right, whatever. You read the whole thing and is ignoring you? Yeah. Not sure it's reached your media, but recent reports of Hebrew military correspondents indicated military is pushing for a ground invasion of the famous Al-Mawazi humanitarian zone. 10,000 reservniks will be called in to take over positions in the West Bank, Lebanon, and Syria so the conscripts can take over in Gaza. This is huge and will be a massacre. Yeah. They're pretending it didn't happen. It's all good. Maybe they didn't see it. 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 Be charitable. Be charitable. Be charitable. Anyway, let's take a look at this.
By the way, just there's not.
This right here in front of a massive fucking audience, for the record, this right here in front of a massive audience should be treated exactly as a defense of Israel, because that's precisely what it is. Okay? And that is the reason why I treat it as though he is basically like a random person with a massive audience that is. As soon as you click the way he goes back to reacting to your clips, that's crazy. Aren't you letting 100K people watch Ethan spread his delusions instead of addressing the core? What do you mean? I am. I'm doing it right now.
Not one bomb shelter, public bomb shelter in Gaza.
There's not one public bomb shelter in Gaza?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I just think that's interesting. It's pretty fucked up, don't you think?
Do I think it's fucked up?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I understand the point. Like,
well, I mean,
do you think anything would be standing anymore?
Well, bomb shelters are underground. I mean,
there's a couple of reasons as to why there's no public bomb shelters in Gaza. Number one, Israel has no interest in letting any fucking standing structure exist in the Gaza Strip, as they have shown time and time again, because they can just simply say there's Hamas in those mosques, there's Hamas in those hospitals, there's Hamas in those schools, there's Hamas in the UNRWA facilities, there's Hamas inside of the food and grain storage facilities. So having a bomb shelter is basically just putting another fucking crosshair. The notion that being underground will actually preserve you, will save you from being bombed is also ridiculous, considering that a bunker buster can absolutely eviscerate a goddamn bomb shelter.
I mean, they would definitely be a lot safer.
I've seen what happened to tunnels under hospitals.
Your statement is...
And then he thought, oh, gotcha, tunnels under hospitals. Look.
Oh, there was... So you say there were tunnels under hospitals?
No one denies that there are tunnels under hospitals, Ethan. What the fuck are you talking about? There's tunnels under everything, okay? If you're talking about Al-Shifa, which he probably doesn't know the name of the fucking hospital either, and I think Sam can't even recall the name of the hospital in this situation, then yeah, those hospitals were built by Israel.
Hospitals.
Israel
the tunnels were built by Israel.
Built the ones under the first one that they went into. They built it when they were occupying Gaza.
Are you right? That's true of that one. But I mean, they have a vast tunnel network, obviously, as everybody knows. But I don't care. I don't want to get into the weeds on this.
Oh, he doesn't want to get into the weeds on this. He just backs away. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, that whole conversation was like a sophomore in college trying to own a full professor. It was downright embarrassing for E, but he'll never admit it. Yeah. No, I think like... I think that a lot of people in his fan base will probably say something along the lines of like, no, you did so good, King. Like, you did such a great job. You did such a great job holding your own against Unc. Dude, this is also my favorite response so far. Look, Oliver posts, Mewen, what are words? Ethan is so fucking dumb. I feel bad for Unc. In what way? Sam couldn't concede that maybe Israelis aren't evil who want all Palestinians to die Lamau is a terrible argument, especially considering this is an American making the point. A country full of the most warmonger evil people. I think if the H3 fans don't brigade majority report, that's an admission that he got cooked, I think. No, they will brigade regardless. I was worried Ethan would manage to hide his views since Sam isn't a very online person, but I didn't think it would go this bad for E. Yeah, because he buckled in the first sign of resistance. He literally he couldn't like keep up the act that he is like pro-Palestine, because the reality of the matter is, if every single time Ethan wanted to talk about this issue, he just basically rehashed what he said on October 8th or whatever the first leftover episodes was. If he just kept saying that, no one would think he's a fucking pro-Israel guy. They would just be like, yeah, dude, we've heard this a million times already, but yeah, you're clearly not pro-Israel. We get it. Okay? But that's the problem. He showed that video and then very quickly betrayed that video by telling Sam, displaying to Sam what his actual current opinion is by, refusing to concede on key points that he would not agree to. He kept saying that he and Sam agreed on everything. Yeah, he's trying to lie. He's trying to lie to his audience to preserve his own sense of dignity. Okay? That's it. He really thought Ethan talking about command center under hospitals, but with Sam, he changed it to tunnels. Yeah. This was Ethan's initial perspective on why Israel must bomb these hospitals.
I mean, listen, I feel like this is a force that's going to help end the war, not fucking keeping hostages and underground and like sending, just continuing to provoke Israel to attack them and putting fucking like military complexes under hospitals, its own people for political gain, is lying to themselves, dude. Holy shit. They literally put fucking command centers under hospitals. That's not even debated.
Yeah. So if he thinks that he could just like keep saying, if he thinks that he can keep saying like, oh, Sam and I agreed on everything. Sam and I agreed on everything when he couldn't even keep up the appearance in that very moment where obviously that back and forth was didn't go down the way he thought it would, which he recognized and admitted to. I don't know why he keeps saying Sam and I agree on everything. So far, Sam Cedar's gotten Ethan to agree with everything he said about Israel and reveal it's all about Ethan's personal grievances with Hassan. Unreal. This was in the beginning of the conversation in the first half hour. It fell apart quickly after that, ironically enough. But the reality of the matter is, that he's not able to maintain that position because it's so inconsistent. And ultimately, someone who is more knowledgeable over his positions or what he has said in the past, as opposed to Sam Cedar, that at least has the same level of like basic humanity in terms of recognizing the humanity of Palestinians. Yeah, they would make light work of him. All right, should I make a list of things Ethan has said over the past year and ask him, do you still believe the statement? Don't give him any weasel room. When Ethan demanded you bring up in the conversation that wanted to change the subject once Sam began cooking. Yeah. So here's the situation. He thought he could get like extractions out of Sam that he could use against me. But in the keep going to Disney pedo land, gay boy, your silly Turkish Virgin Mary views are so cute. I'm Lucifer. What the fuck? Bro, take your meds. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, let's get back to the news, newsboy. Newsboy is back to the news, chatters.